extend a welcome to her, and I call the member for Blaxland.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. Before the last election, the Prime Minister promised that he would build his second-rate version of the NBN for $29.5 billion. The NBN corporate plan now reveals that the cost of his second-rate version of the NBN will now cost almost double that, up to $56 billion. Does the Prime Minister admit that this massive blowout is a broken promise?
The Prime Minister has the call.
Well, the honourable member seems to be living in a world of complete denial. Here are the facts.
Member for Ballarat.
The Labor government embarked on the NBN project in a manner unprecedented anywhere else in the world, without having any idea as to how much it would cost or how much it would take. The whole policy formation process took 11 weeks.
Member for Ballarat will
Only 11 weeks. It was the single most reckless decision of the Rudd era. It involved the commitment of tens of billions of dollars. Everywhere else in the world, and prior to that in Australia.
Prime Minister resume his seat. The member for Herbert will cease interjecting. The Leader of the House will cease interjecting. Leader of the House will cease interjecting. The member for McEwen will cease interjecting. The member for Isaacs on a point of order.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. This question was
of
very
order,
directly about the Prime Minister's promises.
The member for Isaacs will resume his seat unless he states the point of order. The Prime Minister, the member for Solomon will cease interjecting. The Prime Minister is in order. It was a long question with many aspects to it. He's completely in order.
Everywhere else in the world, the model has been for the existing generally private sector telcos to get on with the job and for governments to provide specific subsidies to ensure that people, particularly in regional and remote areas, get a service. And that is what our neighbours in New Zealand, for example, did, and very successfully.
Member for McMahon, member for Greenway.
Here, in what was apparently the socialist paradise of Kevin Rudd and Julia Gillard and Stephen Conroy in Conrovia, was it conceived that the government would undertake this entire project? No wonder it ran off the rails. The fact is that nobody knew what the real numbers were with the NBN until very recently. Nobody knew. The government didn't know. In opposition, we made our best estimates and our best forecasts. And we did that. Every number. We did that from opposition. The Labor government, incumbent, with the company, with access to the company's systems, didn't even know how much it was costing to connect a premises with fibre. They were clueless, absolutely clueless and wasting billions of dollars. Now, what we do know now, we actually now know what the project is costing, and we know what the alternatives are. And the facts are that if we were to proceed with the Labor Party's alternative, it would take 6 to 8 years longer and cost up to $30 billion more. So I say to honourable members opposite, to your constituents who do not have access to very fast broadband now and want it, your
member
message
for Greenway,
is vote
the member
Labor
for Greenway
and wait longer.
Will cease interjecting.
Vote Labor and pay more. Vote Labor and wait another 8 years. Vote Labor and pay higher costs. What a great deal that is. That's going to be the Labor message. We're getting on with the job, we're cleaning up your mess, and we're building the network.
Just before I call them, no, the member for Blaxland can resume his seat.